Every day it's a new piece of pizza. What is my deal? So embarrassing. Welcome into the show. Last night at Bosco's Pub, Doug peeks in. Hang on, this is too bright in here. Hang on. Old Doug at Bosco's. Dougie and I are sitting there in the kitchen. Hey. Yeah, Doug. That 8 top's getting ready to order. It's a big table. Not often you get like 8 people at once at a table. That 8 top's getting ready to... Okay, cool. No problem. I think it's an order from hell. Yeah? Uh-huh. What makes you think that? They're asking how much carbs for various drinks. How many carbs in this? How many carbs in that? And it's 8. It's like the mom squad. The local mom squad is there. You know who saw them? Joe Pellerito saw them. That's right. Joe Pellerito showed up, and I made him a Luigi burger and fries. He devoured that, and he said it was amazing. He might even be here right now. In fact, I walked up and he goes, you know what, Eric? I see Dutch people. I go, you're damn right you do. This is where the Dutch, this is the epicenter of the Dutch. So 8 chicks on the mom squad are sitting there. Doug, is getting the drink order. Because Dougie and I pretty much have been running the kitchen lately. And that keeps him out front, talking to the customers. Being the eye. I go, you're the eye candy. You get out there and, glad hand. He's a good bartender, too. He's the only one there that knows how to make an old fashioned, I guess. Because they go, Doug, if somebody wants an old fashioned, come make an old fashioned. I don't know what the fucking old fashioned is. We got an order from hell. How many carbs? How many carbs are in this? Oh, my God. So, yes. Okay, yeah, I'm on a low-carb diet. And so then every order comes in. Now, the best order is the one that says, like, Bosco Burger, fries. That means there's nothing peculiar about it. And but these ones were all like, okay, on my Bosco Burger, I would like no bun, please, but extra fries. Yeah, I'm low carb. No bun. Extra fries, please. Instead of putting the sauce on the burger, would you put it in a container on the side? And then if you could you make sure the fries have no salt? I'm going no salt on my diet. We're all like, shut up. So you got 8 burgers. All the piece of paper that came out on was like the size of like the Dead Sea Scrolls. We're like, what the fuck is this shit? You got to be kidding me. Huge pain in the ass. And that's all it takes to get the wires to touch on my man Dougie. And as soon as he sees that huge piece of paper come rolling out of the thing, what I see in my mind's eye is, like when wires get a little close together. They start smoking and shit. Oh, God. Ryan says, LOL. That sounded like the hurricane, my impression. Yeah, I don't know if Ashley's going to be back. I think she's is very upset about this is she sent me a text. It said I guess when she was calling me, she wrote, oh my God, answer me now. And then when I actually saw it, the show was over. So I wrote negative. And she followed that up with, fuck you. Fuck you. So I don't know. I can never tell. I don't know. Whatever. Amy says if those soccer moms are worried about carbs, maybe they shouldn't have gone to Bosco's. LOL. Oh, exactly. So every single one of those chicks are like, and then Dougie's like, God damn it. So for the olive aioli, if you could individually pick out the olive bits and replace them with pimento and then get them up to 99 degrees and then put it on the burger, that would be great. Could you do that, please? Linda wrote, she's upset. She was the one doing the attacking. Yeah, you're right. I don't know what she's upset about. I didn't do anything to her. I just told her to quit fucking calling. And I lectured her about how stupid that was. I'm in the middle of a conversation with my dad on my phone, and you're ignore. Ignore. She wrote me an email, too. What did it say? I deleted it, but I can dig it out of the trash. Number one, I hung up. Wasn't thinking you would answer if you were still going. So I hung up. Wasn't thinking you would answer if you were still going. Well, whatever. But you didn't hang up. You called like 5 times. So that doesn't sound accurate at all. And then she wrote, mental health issue? Fuck off. So I never remember what I say during the show. We've talked about that many times. Wouldn't surprise me at all. It sounds like something I would say. Yeah, I say that about everybody on this show. You all have mental health issues. Who doesn't? So I think she's actually now mad at me, like I did something wrong. Look, I got witnesses. I don't know what to tell you. Besides, I'm not mad at anyone. I mean, I sometimes I have to dole out punishment, and you accepted that. So unfortunately, there's that. Now, sometimes I have to put limitations from various unsurly folks. Now, I had to put a limitation on Hurricane Ashley. We can't see her face anymore. If she ever signs up for Patreon again, I don't think she will. And that's totally fine. It's up to her. But now, I mean, I can't allow her because the chat was, it was out of control. So if it gets like that again, I'm just banning her. Well, I'm going to block her for 10 minutes. And then if she starts it up again, I try to give people, enough rope to hang themselves. I don't want to do these things, but I have to think about the big picture. There's a lot of people that are enjoying the chat and having a good time. I don't want everybody else to be, having a bad time because of one person going crazy in the chat. You just can't. I can't have it. But it may sound ridiculous, but this kind of is my livelihood. No, it is. It absolutely is my livelihood. I want to make sure everybody has a good time. There's no reason to be going into the chat and behaving like that. I won't have it. It is no longer a possibility. That is no longer an option going forward. So, if everybody stays friendly with each other going forward, we won't have a problem. And that goes for everybody, I think. I don't think that's too much to ask. Linda says the rope was very, very long today. Yeah, and that definitely it was a long rope, but that's something that will not happen again. Stevie says it was bad. I had to leave. That's exactly right. We can't have that. Ryan says, truth be told, when I was on with my dad, I don't look at the chat at all. And her name shows up highlighted pink. And then when I finally went back to it, it was like all pink. I was like, uh-oh, okay, something's going on here. So we can't do that anymore. I mean, come on now. Kenny says, if I can behave, anybody can, LOL. And then Ryan says, shut up, Kenny. Patrick says this. I like Ashley. She's very funny, as do I. I like everybody here. There's no one here I dislike. And I agree with that statement. He says, but I definitely see why she has the problems she has. Look, I'm not getting into that. I am not here to analyze somebody's, no. I can't lean in with that one because that's just going to put her off the edge even more. I don't want anybody pissed off. I want to make everybody happy. So I don't want to. I don't know Ashley's problems. And frankly, Patrick, I don't think you do either. So I think you may have meant one thing but said the other. I wouldn't go that far. I don't know what anybody's problems are here, and that's by design. Nobody shares that shit with me, and that's good. That's the way it should be. Because again, I'm just here throwing shit at the wall, hoping that it sticks. So I can't agree with that second statement. You might mean something different. I don't know. Aram says, does no one else ever call during that segment? I have never had anybody call my phone during Dear Meathead. Aram says, I need to go back and see what happened. I didn't really see anything that was out of the ordinary. What had happened was, when it's very rudimentary, but it works. My phone is connected to this microphone. It's on speaker, and the phone speaker butts up to the microphone, so you can hear my dad. When I speak, he hears me through the phone. While we were doing our thing, Ashley called. And I'm like, oh, God. And so it's going... And I'm like, okay, ignore. Immediately calls me back. Ignore. I keep trying to ignore it, and she keeps calling me back. And then one of the times, somehow, through something I did because I was panicking, all of a sudden it hangs up on my dad and picks her up. And then I go, quit calling, you stupid fucking asshole. Or whatever the fuck I said. I don't even remember. And actually, before that, I was talking into the microphone so that you could hear me broadcasting, saying, "Stop calling me! Stop calling!" At least that's how I remembered it. And because then I tried to call my dad, and it went right to voicemail. So now I can't get my dad back on it. The whole thing was a catastrophe. Very, very funny. So then that ended. And then that allowed me to, after the show, after my dad's phone call ended, it allowed me to go, who the fuck would do that and call when I'm in the middle of talking to my dad? And so that was all very, very funny. It was all no big deal. But then there was a big fight that took place between Ashley and various audience members. And I don't remember the ins and outs of it, but I know there was lots of fuck yous and go fuck yourselves and shit like that. So I was like, oh, my God. So that's basically what happened. So I'm kind of all involved in this, but I mean, I didn't do anything. I don't think anybody really did anything that bad. I think that, various audience members might not be on the best of terms, and that might have been the straw that broke the camel's back, and then there you go. Sometimes that happens. This would all be better if we just got along. Okay. Now, you see, I don't know. Maureen says Ashley started it. Again, I didn't go back and review it. I'm not laying the blame because I didn't, like I said, I was just kind of like a spectator, fly on the wall during all of that. I just want everyone to be kind to each other and love each other. That's all I want. Aram says that's what happened. I tried to read the fight, but she got banned and it erased the content. Well, I didn't ban her. I put her in timeout for 10 minutes. Linda said she 100% started it by attacking me. Now, that lines up with Maureen because Maureen reached out to me after the show and said, I went after her because she went after Linda. So are you telling me that you guys were just watching it all unfold and then, or did you say something like, stop it, or hey, knock it off, or what the fuck is wrong with you? Because if you didn't say anything, if I just like said, come on, you dumb fuck. And then she immediately just went, hey, by the way, I hate you. There's no way that could have happened. I think there's a little of column A, a little column B here. I think it all just needs to settle down. That's all. At the end of the day, I mean, I like everybody. Again, I don't, you've seen me when I'm at my best and when I'm at my worst. Usually I'm at my best. I'm rarely at my worst. But I want to say that at the end of the day, today I was great. Really, this was a 1999 Howard Stern level masterful story within the story moment that has made us all better. In my opinion, this is right up there with Z-Speed. You know, whenever somebody gets in the weeds and then, you know, my psychosis takes over and takes the tips the story on its ear. It's a sign of a true professional. Your old pal EZ. Linda wrote, someone said she should be banned for the show after she commandeered the chat. I said banned for life. Oh, and that set her off. Jesus. Well, I mean, I could understand that. I mean, come on. I could understand why she would get pissed, but I don't know what her response was. Was her response too far? I mean, I don't know exactly what she said to you. What was it just, oh, shut the fuck up? Or was it, I hope you die? I didn't see it again. I don't have it laid out in front of me. Maureen, though, kept receipts. She says, I'll have to go back and review the screenshots. I can't remember exactly how it went. Someone said she should be banned for the show after she commandeered the chat. I said banned for life. Oh, my God. It's very funny. That is very, very funny. Linda says she was going nuts way before that, though. Ryan writes, I'd write a Big Fraud News Network article about all of this, but I'm more interested in the story about Big Fraud hunting for his dog in the hood while live on Q100. Thank you. I love BFNN. She said Linda needed some vitamin D. Well, that's funny, too. Come on now. That's a funny... I mean, Linda's line was funny, but that's a funny line. She needs some vitamin D. Wait a minute. Is she saying she needs to get out in the sun? Is that what she's saying? What does that mean? She's saying, hey, get out and enjoy the sunshine. Or is she talking about, like, vitamin D like dick? That's kind of funny, too. I mean, come on. Linda said she accused me of being a feminist. LOL. Okay. Kenny says, I consider Ashley a friend, But yes, her response was immediately F-bombs and attacking Linda and Maureen. I think she went too far. You know, I want us all to understand what's happening here. Kenny is in a real good spot right now, I think, because he's really kind of, he has a pragmatic, he's not talking too much, and he doesn't seem like he's full of his retardation as he normally is. Chris says Ashley gets to run the free show and Linda gets the Patreon. We need a pay-per-view event for them next week. This is kind of like the WWE champ and the Intercontinental champ. Kevin Kuipers says, does the Big Fraud News Network have T-shirts available for purchase? I'll tell you what. I know that I've seen the logo of the one that has the silhouette of my face with the nose. If you can get me that in a high-res image, I don't know what they're called. Not JPEG, but maybe a PDF. I don't know. I can get that on a shirt, and we can sell Big Fraud News Network shirts. Absolutely. Aram says, one thing I will say is that Ashley rarely has a typo in her comments. That's big. Linda says Kenny is an impartial judge here. I think I'm an impartial judge here. I think I've done a wonderful job. I mean, at the time, I focused on one thing. That was her interrupting of the show when I was speaking with my dad. That's it. And that's all I focused my my aggression on. And you all saw that. I mean, I didn't take it any further than that. It was hilarious. I will be the first one to tell you that that bit was fantastic because of her calling during it. I am not one to ever look beyond the scope of what's actually happening. That was so silly. And I have heard that you all like it when I get in that type of elevated, aggressive state. And I kind of let people have it. I know our beloved Kenny has been the victim of that. I know Amanda has been the victim of that. Well, you know what? All is fair. Ashley needed to have her head stuck in the toilet. All right? She needed that. She needed her head stuck in the toilet. And now she's had it, and that's it. Kenny says, I think she was pissed at Eric for the last name being said a few times, and it seemed like she was also a little bit buzzed, and then took it out on Linda and Maureen. What do you mean by little bit buzzed? Are you suggesting she was consuming alcohol at this hour of the day? I don't believe that. I do not believe that whatsoever. I would be shocked if that were the case. She's working. But she was hammered Saturday. I'll tell you that right now. I was like, what is going on here? I think you're tipsy. Yeah, we don't know that. We don't know that. Kenny says, I think she said she had a drink. I doubt that. And who knows if she did say it, if that were even true. There's no way in hell she's drinking. Come on now. Got a job to do. Well, anyway, that's that. By the way, I will be back at Bosco's Pub tonight. That's right. Dinner service. Come see me at Bosco's. I tell you what, my expertise is really expanding. Not only am I making fries now, but I'm making other menu items, and I'm very, very proud of myself. So, back half of the day, I'll be making your food. Come see me at Bosco's Pub. Okay, hang on a second. So, occasionally, I'll do things like call Kenny or...
Hello?
Oh, hello, is this Ashley?
I'm talking to my dad. Can you go away?
It's podcasting. I wanted to talk to
You
you.
piece of shit. I'm talking to my dad.
Okay, can I call you? I'll call you back.
Just kidding.
Well, oh, you're...
So annoying.
There's questions.
What?
Kenny said on this podcast that you were drinking, and I don't believe that.
At work?
That's what I said. I said there's no
I'm not
way.
that ballsy. I'm ballsy, but not that ballsy.
Okay.
I said earlier, I don't love that when I say what everybody's thinking, they're like, she must be drunk. Commit her to a mental hospital.
Well, I was kidding, for God's sake.
A couple things. So you have already said my toes are gross, which my toes are fantastic. You've also said that my tits are worthless. And then you also told everybody my last name. I'm allowed to be annoyed.
Everybody knows your last name.
No, they don't, you idiot. You fucking twat.
Hold on a second. Say that again. I had to cut you off.
I bet you just didn't know how to use your phone again.
No, I had to move it. Well, first of all, let's back up. Why? Why did you call when I was talking to my dad? And
I told you that you don't pay attention to shit. This makes me crazy. I said I'm hanging up right now. That doesn't usually go that long. Well, you think I would do that on purpose? You fucking cunt.
Why did you call in the first place?
I didn't do that. I didn't know that that's what was happening. It was like an hour long. I hung up. I said in the chat.
That is such bullshit.
Review. I know you don't like to read, but go review.
Such bullshit.
You'll see me say, I've had it. I'm done with this.
No.
Why don't you send my phone or whatever? I hung up.
I'm over here talking to my dad. In the middle of a conversation with my dad.
But it doesn't usually go that long. Let's do some. I'm a data person. I do spaceships and data.
You can't.
Let's run the numbers. How long?
That is bullshit.
I bet Patrick will tell us.
You knew exactly. You knew exactly what you were doing. You knew exactly what you were doing. You idiot.
Fuck off. You're never going to see a parking lot, a soccer field ever again.
That was so ridiculous. And then you picked a fight with Maureen and Linda. What the hell?
Tell me what I'm going to treatment for being too funny, too sexy.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. All I know is that I looked down there.
You don't read. You like to jump in when you pay attention to one every 500 goddamn comments and you read them in reverse.
This is ridiculous.
What the fuck?
And then I look and there's 500 comments. You're attacking people. You're.
No, I'm defending myself. There's a difference.
There's horrible
mediocre boobs, and you know that's false.
All right. Well, at the end of the day, I had to give you 10 minutes, and if you
said that I smelled like vagina, cigarettes, and booze, I'll give you the cigarettes and booze.
If you ever do that again, I am going to.
You think I'm ever giving you a minute? Like, I'm so valuable to you, and I know that makes everybody angry, but you and I both know I am your golden goose.
You are retarded. You know that? You are an idiot. You are such an idiot.
You're such a fuck.
You are a fucking idiot.
That's why you're at home doing free radio, you jackass.
If you were here, I'd bitch slap you like a sister.
You literally volunteer your time.
You stupid asshole.
You are so stupid.
I am not stupid. Oh, God damn it. This is fucking ridiculous. Okay. Well, there you go. Okay? That's what we're dealing with here. The only reason why I gave that asshole the time of day is hoping perhaps, because sometimes when I freak out at people, I'm like, well, I better let them, like Kenny, he goes, he's all pissed off. Aram says she has a point. Eric needs her more than she needs him. I disagree. There is no way that is true. Do you remember the one time when she canceled her Patreon and I didn't know it? And she got on here and was like, oh, yeah, I canceled my Patreon. I go, oh, you did? I had no idea. Yeah. if she never shows up there again on the chat, what the fuck is that? How is that going to affect me? That doesn't affect me in any way. You make it seem like I'm entirely reliant, Aram, on Ashley and her dirty twat. I can't. No, come on now. I will say this. I've got 2 gigantic eye rolls from 2 of the most beloved members of the audience, Sarah and Stevie. Linda, and she just wants to go O.J. Simpson on her. Her and Maureen are going to kill her. All right. Well, we tried. Aram says it's a relative comparison. I don't understand what you mean by that. I'm not the smartest person in the world, so I don't even know what you just said. I've got the memory of a dog. Chris writes, nobody tunes in for her freaking out and trying to run the show. She's gotten like 2 hours of runtime today. Yeah. Okay. This is what I want to ask. I mean, there's 12 of you glorious Patreon members who are sitting here right now. Show of hands. Who wants me to distance myself from Ashley? I shouldn't even say that. Who wants a hold on Ashley talk for the time being? I mean, frankly, I like insulting her. She's very fun to make insults of. Let's be honest here. The things I said about Ashley today were funny. When I was talking about gelatin vagina or whatever it was, and she smells like cigarettes, sweat, and dirty twat or something. That's funny. That's a good joke. Okay. And I think that we need that. I think I need to be able to say those things. And I think I can. Because I don't think she's really mad at me. I think she loves me. Ryan says content sells. You see, Sarah, Stevie, Linda are personal with this. They don't like her. I like Ashley. Like I said, I like everybody. Maureen doesn't like Ashley. I like something funny. Okay? Aram says she creates controversy, which is always interesting to me. But I might be extreme. I agree with you. When there is that type of conflict going on, it is interesting. I mean, because otherwise I'd just be here. Maureen writes, twat slime. That's funny. This sells, regardless of what the fuck you guys say. Okay? You don't like her. I get it. But beating her up is fucking glorious. Sarah says nothing to do with not liking her. How many times I've had people say, oh my God, I love it when you beat the shit out of Kenny. Okay, all right, I get that too. Some of that is really, really funny. That's what this is. Okay? The difference is Ashley gets enraged. All right? Whereas Kenny, he tries to look, he cries, he weeps. All that shit. Oh, I can't. That's his response. She is very aggressive, and he's, this big child is what he is. Sarah said, okay, I put words into Sarah's mouth. Take it back. Never said I didn't like her, she said. All right, Sarah never said that. Patrick says, my favorite part of the show is when Zane is talking. Thank you. Kenny says, oh, come on. Linda says, I could do without her personal attacks. I want nothing to do with her, but I have to respond if she's attacking us. You should have. You should have. You'd get no... hey, I'm with you. And it was fun. It was fun and funny. Not everybody agrees with that. Ryan says if you're going to have a whack pack, she's a perfect headliner, without a doubt. I agree. Aram writes, Kenny catching shrapnel. Let's put it this way. Let's put this into perspective here. I had 6, 7, 8 stories I could have talked about. I didn't have to because we had conflict and we had all of this to carry us through. I'm sorry. I can feel it. I've done this long enough. I know when something is interesting. And to me, her being the dipshit that she is, and she is gold. But I don't want you, like Aaron, you need her more than she needs you. Well, I don't think she needs me. You know what? I take it back. Now I'm starting to agree with you. If you had to break it down, I see what you're saying about the relativity. Like, if you had to quantify it, yes, you're right. But I think that stands for everybody here. Collectively, I need all of you. If I didn't have you guys, I couldn't say the stupid shit that I'd be alone, you know? Maureen says blood pressure 134/90. Damn it. Stevie says it happens too much with her, though. You're correct. Correct. It needs to be more subtle, I think. This is Ryan. Ryan, welcome.
Well, hey now, this is the Big Fraud News Network, Eric. We are doing an expose on the apparent collapse of your entire audience today.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Do you have an official statement for? I'm talking, big guy. Do we have an official statement from you regarding this incident regarding the hurricane?
I absolutely do. Oh,
it is?
Oh, you want me to give it? You just asked me if I have one.
Well, I need the statement, sir, if we're going to write this in the press.
I love Ashley. I'm glad she's in the audience. I hope she stays.
That's your official statement.
Yeah, you make it seem like it shouldn't be.
Well, we're looking for some juice here, guy. I mean, come on.
Ashley is an emotional powder keg with highs and lows that we like to be here for and react to. And one of those high point moments, low point moments, depending on how you look at it, was today. I responded accordingly, and I'm looking forward to more of her interactions within reason.
Oh, that's a perfect statement. You know, while we have you, we're also doing an expose on, apparently the other day you were on Q100 mornings doing your morning show. And apparently one of your dogs, I don't understand this, but apparently you went to let the dog out to pee and the dog got away from you. Tell us a little bit more about why you left, I guess you're live on the air, right?
Correct.
Okay, so you've got music playing, and how long was that song going to run before you had to get back to the mic?
Well, it was 2 songs, and they were going to play and back to back, so I had roughly 8 minutes. And so
you had about 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, we understand that you did make it back. There was no dead air, but you, in fact, went ahead and I believe that this is correct. I may have my sources wrong. That you actually went ahead and did the wrong station identifier on the air. Is this correct?
Yes, that's true. I can get you that audio. That actually happened.
Oh, that would be perfect. Could you send that to us? We could write a nice expose about that. And I'm as long as we certainly don't want to get you fired.
No. In fact, I'm glad you reminded me because I would have featured that today on my, I don't know if you know, but I have a podcast. It's heard by hundreds, a couple dozen people.
Dozens.
Yes, dozens of people. And that would, now that you reminded me, I am going to procure that audio and get you that.
That would be great. We want to run that story. And lastly, just while I've got you, we've had a lot of interest in your poverty table. You had mentioned that you might go to Costco and get another table. Is that going to happen?
Yeah, I was I saw a friend of mine sent me a link or just a picture of his own table. And it's much bigger than the Costco table. And it doesn't have a crease in it or a
right. The crease. You got to be careful with the crease. That could catch your skin.
Yes. So that actually is, and that's where I think I saw the one table from, if I'm not mistaken. And that will
could be.
That will take care of everything if I get the The giant kitchen table.
Yeah, you need a giant dining room table when you think about it, because there's so much more room, to put monitors, equipment. When you poverty mic up your phone, like I'm sure you're doing now.
I am.
Which, by the way, no one speaks ill of that. It sounds fine. It sounds just like it's connected and hardwired in. You do great. Well, don't take the criticism.
No, it's okay, sir. Whoever you are, I think you're Ryan, but I don't know.
Oh, yes, I'm the CEO of Big Fraud News Network,
Good.
Of course.
Now,
thank you, Big Fraud. Thank you for this statement. We'll look forward to that audio. That'll really help us out with our story.
Hey, I'm glad to help. I'm just lucky to have my own news network. Make sure you get me a logo so I can
I'll get you the logo with the giant penis nose as soon as possible.
Okay. One of my members in my chat, her name is Amy. She's just fantastic. She wrote, "This news is riveting. Can't wait for the print version."
Well, I don't understand why someone would want to have a printed newspaper in this.
I think she means digital. I think she means written. She's that you can't call her a dumb bitch, Ryan.
Well, of course I can. I'm the fucking chief editor of Big Fraud News. Come on.
Right.
Fuck yourself.
Okay. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, there you go. That's the first time that we've actually had the editor of BFNN on the show. Oh my God. I had a conversation with a guy at Bosco's yesterday. It was Doug's uncle. He's like 100 years old. And I had this shirt on, this Death Row Records shirt on. And he goes, "What is that?" I go, and he's got a Trump 2024 hat. I go, "What do you mean, what's that?" And I could tell he's one of these tough guys who's been in a fight or two. I go, "What do you mean? What is that?" I go, "It's a shirt." He goes, "No, what's Death Row Records?" I go, "It's a record company. They make records. You heard of NWA?" And he goes, "Nah, I didn't heard of that." Now, if I had said they're rap records, I think he would have he would have said, he would have gone with the big hitter there. He would have said the N-word. And then he says, "Those dogs?" I go, "Yeah, they're dogs." His name is Uncle Chuck. I go, "Yeah, Chuck, they're a court. What do you think they're your dogs?" I go, "No, God damn it, it's a record company. How are you? What the fuck is wrong with you, Chuck?" Ugh. All right. All is well in the world. I have a feeling that everybody is going to be all happy with each other tomorrow. All good. No more problems. Everybody's happy. That's going to do it. Right here in the world famous Impact Power Sports Studio. Till next time. Aram writes, the editor lost his professional composure there for a minute. We love the editor of BFNN. Till next time, folks. Have a great day. Bye-bye. I swear to God, I was on time. You're like, yeah, right. No, I'm not kidding you. Because I had scheduled this podcast to start at, I think it was like 1:33 p.m. Big Fraud time. 1:34 Big Fraud time. I sat down here at 1:29 p.m. Big Fraud time. And I hit start music. I'll just let it build up. And away we go. As soon as I started the music, I hear, look over my shoulder. It's Darla at the door. And I go, And you don't fuck with that shit. I mean, my experience tells me that means you got to go outside. Fuck. As soon as I get up, Bruce gets up. He's like, oh, time to go outside too. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll go. So everybody goes outside. Get Darla on a leash, get Bruce on a leash, get out there. What happens? Let's look around. And, they don't even go. And I'm like, we got to do something here. And they're just sitting there, noses in the air, just looking around, checking out the outside, enjoying the day. And I'm like, come on, man. And finally, I just said, well, okay, we got to go in now. I'm sorry. And went inside. And they didn't even go pee. Bruce is sitting there thinking I'm crazy because I just let him out, and then all of a sudden I'm letting him back in. O'Neill's like, oh, come on, Jesus Christ, we just got out here, you fucking dick. Bruce just barged in. You just saw him. That's okay. He can stay in here if he wants, but you got to close that door for me. Come on, Bruce. He can stay. What's Darla doing? She's with me. You got to rest? Yeah. Oh. And then I got to go to my meeting. Okay. Pooh Bear needs a brain break. So, I'm like, God damn it. Let's get this show on the road. Stevie says that her dog Parker used to do that in the middle of the night. It was so annoying. Cry, just to go out there and sit there. My God. Maureen says the music is Darla's cue to poop. Exactly. Final word on the free podcast. This is my theory. I have a theory. So Ashley got fired from her job. And then she said, I got fired because of this. And then I don't believe, though, that she was fired because of this. That part of it I don't believe. And she's just putting two and two together to make four. And first she said, she made it sound on the free podcast like I got her fired. And then she backtracked and said, no, it was my fault. And I was like, well, it didn't sound like that to start. You alluded to me. And then she kind of like backed off of that to some degree. So I don't think that her firing had anything to do with me. I think there was a jump to it. Wasn't that on The Office, the jump to conclusions game? I think there was a jump to conclusions there. Just my gut tells me that. Ryan running with the big fraud Zane's firing knowing no limits. Somehow just people who talk to me are getting fired. That suggestion is hysterical. My God. All right. God, I wanted to get to something. It was I had correspondence with, who was it? John. Fella named John reached out to me. And this all comes to us where 2 days ago on the free podcast, Rebecca floated the idea about one of our radio heroes having some personal strife. And hadn't even thought of this. The only thing that had popped into my mind was a week ago, Kelly Cheese said out loud on the show, my life is in chaos right now. And my ears perked up when I heard that. I was like, uh-oh, that doesn't sound great. And then that was it. And then Rebecca pointed out, just by coincidence, the next day, unsolicited, that she goes, I wonder if there's something going on there, because Rebecca follows and listens, and she said that she doesn't hear her discuss any of that aspect of her life anymore with the guy. And, she's kind of an open book. So that was weird to her. And Rebecca did the old sleuthery and determined that our pal Kelly has crispy R'd her way into deleting everything on her social media pertaining to her husband. Like all pictures of him. I mean, he's a nice looking guy. And just some fantastic images of these two. And so that's all I had to go on. So the rumor mill circulates. And that got listener John poking around. John B. He writes, I was just browsing Reddit. I landed on the Free Bear and House. He just sent this to me at 11:56 a.m. And Kelly, he writes, and Kelly is, in fact, getting divorced. His words. One of the people on there said her husband filed on March 25th. Unbelievable. John writes, I wonder what happened. He wrote, abuse, toxicity, too many crispy R's. I've been really enjoying your morning show, man. Great stuff. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. I wrote, wow, drama. I'm here for it. He wrote, I wrote, holy fuck, I wonder what the hell happened. He says, I'll do some digging, see if I can find out. And then he references as to how he might be able to find out. I'll keep that to the imagination. But this is the post in question. 20 days ago on their subreddit, this person wrote, there was a discussion about Kelly's wedding dress. And I don't know why they were talking about it. And then 6 days ago on that thread, this guy wrote, so Kelly is for sure separated or getting a divorce. No. She never talks about her husband or the kids anymore, and she's been doing a lot of girl hangs while mentioning it is time for another wild phase. Whatever that means. And then someone with a username FBHW endorses EZ wrote, at least she has a nice dress for the next wedding. That's horrible. And then this person then wrote, the same guy, 16 hours ago. Well, I guess it would be like 20 hours ago now. It's been confirmed via Michigan court documents. Ross filed for a divorce March 25. I don't know if I believe that. I mean, that's her story to tell, but that's quite, oh, shit. That is quite a thing to speculate on. Sorry, I got this bag of ice, and some of the water in it just leaked out on my titties. Let me just say this. I don't know if we'll ever, if that is true, and that's her story to tell. I'm sure someday she will talk about it because people are going to want to know. I mean, I would talk about it. You're probably not going to hear who would want to give all the dirty details of something like that if this is true? And I don't know if this is true. I hope this is not true. I like Kelly. I know some of you think, well, Jesus Christ, you're tough on her. Well, of course I'm tough on her. That's my fucking job. It's my job to be tough on her. But I like her. Her on-air personality, I don't know her personally at all, but I like her personality on the air. I think it's a winner. I've outwardly said that many, many times, and I hope to God that this is not true. If it is true, though, what that does is, to the average listener, that is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 divorces through that show in how many years? 4 years? 3 years? 3 years. 5 divorces. Because Free Beer, Hot Wings, Justin, Joe, all those people, while working for that show, got divorced. That would make this the 5th. My God. What the fuck is going on? I gotta know what happened here. I am dying to know this. It is a goal in my life to find out more about this. Patrick says, I like Kelly too. I actually like her horrible voice. Yeah, I'm starting to get used to it. You know? It's kind of like, you know, you get so familiar with the neighborhood kid who's got Down syndrome and you start to think that the kid's hot. Wait. Now, I want to take that back. That was a fuck it. It's a stupid joke. Who cares? Ryan says, Patrick, good news. She's available. Ari Zane could possibly make some magic happen. Bob says, or Johnny B says, free beer will get the next one. Stevie says, nah, she's more Jimmy's type, I think. Can you imagine the sex noises the husband would have to endure? If the R's are crispy, I can't even imagine the sounds. Ben Glaze says, add one more to the divorce column. Look, Ben Glaze, I think we're putting the cart in front of the horse here. We don't know that. Now, maybe by press time on a Big Fraud Thursday, we will know more. I think the Big Fraud News Network might be efforting a story on this, perhaps going to track down some of the coworkers, maybe shout out some paparazzi-style questions outside of the radio station. We need to know this shit. Johnny B, who is in the chat right now, was the kind gentleman who threw me this bone, this news nugget, if you will. Johnny B said, I'm digging, already set in motion. Johnny is kind of like a roving reporter on this story, contracted out for the Big Fraud News Network. So if we can get maybe another source there, Johnny B, and then we can verify the source, and maybe the Big Fraud News Network can go ahead and maybe the Big Fraud News Network can go ahead and track this down, maybe get a comment or two. That would be awesome. I just realized as I was doing the video that I was sharing my own screen. It was like two versions of me on there. That was a video wormhole is what that was. My apologies. I'm starting to think I should not have canceled my 2:30 doctor's appointment today. I had the appointment, and then I canceled it, thinking, I think it's getting better. But now I'm not so sure. This fucking shoulder. And as you can see right now, I've got a whole big fucking bag of ice again on my shoulder. I haven't felt my shoulder all day. It's been numb the whole goddamn day. Oh. What is going on? Ben Glaze says, Johnny B, I meant the full show's divorce column. Johnny B says, yes, I am a roving reporter. I was a roving reporter for the Joe crap, too, when that was going on. Well, Johnny B, you've earned your stripes in that regard. All right? And that means we can connect you with Ryan Weber there in the chat, who is, in fact, the CEO and editor of the Big Fraud News Network. Once we can verify the source, Ryan will ask the hard questions that need to be asked. Like that goddamn expose from just the other day on the Big Fraud News Network. Linda says, Eric, you know Rachel, and she's friends with Kelly. Just call her. No. Here's the thing. I don't want to do that, and here's why. I've been very supportive of Rachel, and occasionally I'll just fire off the, hey, how are you? But that's the extent of the relationship. I was only talking to her on that level, And we have never, ever had any discussion about anything Kelly Cheese related. I don't know the extent of their relationship. And frankly, all the crispy R talk, it wouldn't surprise me if Rachel is not a fan of the crispy R talk whenever I discuss Kelly and the crispy R's, which is really my only two problems with Kelly Cheese are just her physical deformities with her voice. That's it. But it still might not be appreciated because those two are friends. And if somebody was dogging one of my friends, I might be annoyed with that person. So I don't want to deal her in on anything related to Kelly Cheese. We got to keep, I got to stay in my lane here. Besides, when there's girl-on-girl stuff going on, like, matters of the heart, you don't want some fucking old goblin busting in, rooting around for information. This is not my story to tell. I'm just here for the speculative drama. Okay? At some point, the young lady is going to have, I guess she's going to have to say something, right? When you're in that line of work, I think that goes without saying. Unless if she's never, if I was on the air and I never ever discussed my wife even once, I would not bother to even deal anybody in on my personal stuff. But, you know me. You know everything about me. You even know how my penis works, for God's sake. That's how personal I am. There's no one more personal than me in broadcasting. And I've got these 12 or 13 people watching me right now to prove it. Did I make this unlisted? I think I did. I don't know if I made it. I might have made this one available for for tier 1 members. I hope not. Let's see. I can't tell right now. Yeah, this is tier 1 and tier 2. You folks that pay $5 a month, you got a freebie. All right? That was my mistake. I thought something was up because for me to have more than 15 people watching this, that's pushing it. So it is unlisted, but my $5 a month and my $10 a month audience members are both enjoying it. So, hey, that happens. That's my mistake. Linda writes a terrible comment and says, my problem is her physical deformities with her face. Linda's savage. Oh, my God. Johnny B says, I'm your guy, Ryan. Black Ops is my thing. All right, it all makes sense now. Johnny B says he's an audio-only Patreon member, and he's here. That's why he's here. Okay. Well, let this serve as if anybody does like a tier like this, who is not normally a tier 2 member. Here you go. This is how I get you. This is how I dig deep in your pocket and steal your fucking money. For God's sake. All right. The latest story of a teacher having sex with a child. This is the teacher. I think she's a substitute. All right. Very momish. Blonde hair. Long, narrow face. Looks like she might have been in a bar fight at one time. Or a dog bit her. But not, she's cute-ish. But she looks old to me. Definitely not young. Teacher found nude in back of car with high school student, police say. Omaha, Nebraska, 45 years old. Oh, boy. 45-year-old married teacher, Erin Ward, was discovered undressed with one of her students, according to the Douglas County Sheriff's Office. My God. Well, I need more information. Substitute teacher, she was arrested Saturday. One count of felony sexual abuse by a school employee. Cops got a call about a suspicious vehicle that was parked at the dead end of a road at 3 a.m. Cops showed up. They find two individuals in the back seat. One of the individuals is said to have then scrambled into the driver's seat and hit the gas in an apparent attempt to escape. The vehicle crashed into a yard 2 blocks away. Car opens up. Door opens up. The driver flees by foot, like barefoot, wearing no clothing whatsoever. That person was identified as the victim. 17-year-old male. When cops caught up to him an hour later, by then he had on a pair of underpants. So he went totally butt naked. Yeah, that's not a veteran move. If you're going to pork in the car, you just got to feed your crank out of, undo your pants and just everybody stays, maybe she can slide out one leg, or perhaps she go the skirt and just move the panties off to the side for a good jam fest in the back of the car. You don't get naked. Who gets naked? Meanwhile, the other person in the vehicle was found also nude. Though the car crashed, she's trying to get her clothes on. Deputies then found out that it was a substitute teacher in the school district. Ward admitted to them she had sex with the 17-year-old male student. The teacher and the kid are said to have been treated for minor injuries related to the crash. Can you imagine jumping into the front seat with a stiff crank and trying to drive and then running with a halvesy completely naked through the street with a little bit of the sub's crotch fudge still on your dick? Jesus. Well, anyway, that's that. So she's a 45-year-old married woman. Wow. That is, that's something. Yeah, it's just weird. I think she's probably the most scared. Well, I mean, she's facing a felony charge, so there's that. But, I mean, it's a double whammy because you're 45 years old, you're married, and then, you have kids, you're standing in the community. I mean, if I were the husband, I'd tell her, hey, don't worry about it. It's okay. Shake it off. I'm not divorcing you. I think we need to see one of those stories once in a while. Let's say the husband catches the wife doing something terrible, having sex with a child. And then the husband actually says, I understand. You made a bad decision. And frankly, I could see it. He's an attractive young man. So I'm going to support you. You're probably going to go to prison for a little while, but then you're going to come back and I will take you back. We need that story. And then the possibility of making a Hallmark movie out of it or something like that. I would like to think that if Diana sampled some child's loins and then went to prison, that I would take her back. Would you think less of me if I did that? You know, I mean, frankly, I took a vow. The vow is in good times and in bad. And I would definitely say that a bad time would be discovering that Pooh Bear was porking a kid. Hypothetical, of course. So I'm just going to say here for the record that if Pooh Bear porks a child, I will be there to make sure that she is punished to the fullest extent of the law, to support the family of the victim, while also providing, paying for legal representation to ensure that she gets a fair and speedy trial. Upon release from her incarceration, I will then welcome her back into the home so that she can resume her life, no longer in the workforce, but in fact, basically, making sure that the house stays clean. How do I benefit from this? I'm not alone. And somebody is always here to take care of the NFK and make sure the dishes get done. For the record, that's where I stand on this. Chris says, right on, big fraud. Honor that vow. Jimmy says, come to find out it was their stepson. Bob says she's a good-looking 45. I agree. She looks good for 45. Just the idea of the cop pulling up and then, like, on the dash cam, there's the door of the car opening up and a nude kid comes running out of it with a stiffy. I mean, can you imagine the laughs in the evidence room when they watch that video 8 million times? And frankly, I think that, I mean, we'd have to ask Mike Pellerito, but can't you go and access that footage anytime you want? Can't you just like petition them and say, hey, I need this police camera footage from this date and this arrest? Isn't that how it works? Yeah, you could have Pellerito go over there and get that video, and then we could all we could post it or watch it or something. I mean, I'm going to tell you, if I'm going to see a video, I mean, if there's video of a kid crashing a car after having sex with a substitute teacher and then running out of the car completely nude with a halvesy, I'm going to watch that all damn day. That is good stuff. I would find that to be hilarious. So now what needs to happen is, so she's going to probably go to prison, more than likely. Maybe she'll get away with probation. I guess it would depend on how the kid handles this or the parent. I don't know. Who knows? It's all a mess. But the way this works now is the mom and dad of the 17-year-old, they need to convince the 17-year-old that this is that he was molested. And then you need to sue the school. Okay, for millions of dollars. And then that kid gets a payday, and then he's set for life. That's called making lemonade right there. It's what you do. You sue the school. God damn it. Incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, I have good news for someone in this room, and it's not me. The only other living soul in this room is the one and only Bruce. And thank you to Bleeding Heart Brian for sending this story along. Typically, he sends me stories about dogs getting run over by trains and shit. And I had to tell him, I go, dude, you can't send me any more stories where animals or babies get hurt. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I go, yeah, I don't do those stories. I really have to wall myself off if I'm going to do any stories about an injured animal or an injured baby. Okay? I can do it if pressed into it, I can wall myself off, and I can take like dog mutilation stories and make them hilarious. But most times I can't. So I said to him, I go, dude, yeah, I don't want to hear about the neglected dog anymore. Stop sending me those stories. He goes, okay. So he sends me this one. And he says, this is a good dog story. And move over Labrador Retriever. You are no longer the top dog. The top breed dog. For several years now, the Frenchie has been coming on strong. And God damn it, it is a thing. The most popular dog breed just announced. The French Bulldog. All right. Now, the American Kennel Club, they do this like retroactively almost. Like they announced it like 2 years ago. This story just came out, but it takes time for the data to catch up. Well, it doesn't catch up. It's always behind. But they have announced that as of 2022, the top dog breed is the French Bulldog. Now, let me tell you about a French Bulldog. If you buy a French Bulldog, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a very smart dog, but it's masked by his nosiness. Okay? This is the nosiest fucking dog on the planet. It takes him an hour to take a shit. He could have a turd sticking out of his asshole. And if there's anything going on in the neighborhood, sometimes it takes forever. I could put on Inagata Davida, 17-minute song on Q100, and he's still outside getting distracted. They also have endless energy, and they always want to play, and they're mischievous. So not out of the question for him to go and steal a sock, and then he's got it in his mouth looking at you like this from across the room, and he's expecting you to go up and chase him. And if you don't chase him, he'll drop it. Otherwise, he wants to play. So if you fall for it and chase him, that's going to be a fucking good thing. So sorry, Labrador. Now look at those. Look at that dog. That is an amazing dog. Sorry, Labradors. After 31 years, America has a new favorite dog, and it is the Frenchie. That makes me very, very happy. But seriously, that comment that Megan, her handle, it says, I love, or tell your dogs I said hi. That's true. I love all the dogs and some of the people. The breed earned a lot of attention as the show dogs last year when the Frenchie named Winston took second place at Westminster. And then Lady Gaga's dog walker was shot because remember that the guy is walking his dog, walking Lady Gaga's dog. She's got like, it's a dude. He's got like 4 of the Frenchies. Some motherfucker comes up and shoots him and takes 2 of them. And he's laying there going, ah! Oh my God. That propelled this. That propelled the dog to do that. Frenchies are fantastic dogs. You know? All right. So there you go. Top dog, French Bulldog. I wonder where the English ranks. I don't know which one I love most. In terms of what breed I like more, Frenchies or English. I don't see the whole list. So it says here, French Bulldogs have been bred to have abnormally large heads, which means that large litters usually need to be delivered by C-section, an expensive procedure that can be dangerous for the mother. They're also prone to multiple health problems, including skin, ear, and eye infections. Their flat face means they often suffer from respiratory problems and heat intolerance. I can tell you that he is allergic to everything. I can tell you that if we go on a walk and it's above 60 degrees, it better be a short walk. That is 6 months out of the year, Bruce is not allowed to take walks. It's just too goddamn hot. Just can't do it. And it takes next to nothing to get him, I don't know what's first, heat exhaustion or heat stroke. So all of that is true. But they're the best. All right. Let's see. We got any comments here from our friends? Jimmy says, don't they have breathing issues? Yes, covered that. Maureen says, we had a litter of Frenchie pups in the rescue. I saw that. So cute. Maureen says, I thought it would be pit bulls. Let's see. Stevie says she's working from home. Nice. Stevie says, work drama. The power is out in several buildings on campus, including the library. God damn. Go home. Kenny writes, Bruce is also scary as fuck to wake up to in the middle of the night. That's exactly right. Kenny was laying in my daughter's room, not with my daughter. He was laying in her bed, and I sicked Bruce on him. I said, get him, bite his balls. And he's like, oh, God damn, oh, my God. And Derek was laying on the deflated air mattress. Derek, how did you sleep? You want breakfast? You looking forward to going home?
I'm shy. Do you have any Yu-Gi-Oh cards? Where can I play Pokemon Go?
Unbelievable. All right. Thank you, folks, for being here. I appreciate you. Freezing. We'll talk to you tonight on a Big Fraud Thursday. Till then, have a good one. Bye-bye. Around, gather round. Welcome into the... Look at Darla. Look at Darla. Are you kidding me? Look at that dog. What an absolute doll. Hey. Hey, baby. Look at her. Oh, my God. She's leaning. All right, enough of that. Welcome into the Patreon bonus. Feel good, feel fine. I had an interesting afternoon. So, as I'm on the air podcasting, putting the puzzle pieces together on all the things concerning our pal Kelly Cheese, some idiot decides to go over to the Freeburn Hot Wings Facebook segment 18 page or whatever the fuck it is and writes a paragraph about what I'm talking about, which really is all I'm doing is doing the synopsis of things that have literally come to me. I did not seek this out. It was all brought to me. Hey, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. And obviously, I'm going to talk about that. Well, this idiot, her name is Amanda Ewer, who is a fucking moron. She wrote like word for word of what's going on, tagged me, and tagged Kelly. Oh boy. She immediately responds on that thread. It showed up on my subreddit. Somebody posted it up there. Hi, all. I'm going through some very, very personal behind-the-scenes stuff, and in order to avoid any further threats or accusations, I have to stay completely silent. Please do the same. So men who find success by spewing hate, threats, and false accusations can also be silenced. Thank you. Love y'all. I hope she's not talking about me. I mean, I didn't threaten anybody. I didn't do anything in here. I don't know. I feel like she is, though. Do you feel like she's talking about me when she says... Please do the same so that men who find success by spewing hate, threats, and false accusations can also be silenced. I hope she's not talking about me. I didn't do shit. Well, anyway. So now she's aware. Aaron says, I'm sure she isn't talking about you. But you know what she did? And man, I have fucking respect. She reached out to me. Yes, she did. And as I suspected, she's totally fucking cool. I've said this from the jump, that she's cool. Ryan writes, God damn it. Why are you writing God damn it? What is wrong with you? By the way, before I get into this, I had to go ahead and delete live streams today, which is a habit that I don't like to do. I went ahead and deleted Twitch, I deleted Facebook, and I deleted YouTube. I still got to delete YouTube. Not YouTube, but what do you call it? X. Now that I think about it. View your channel. Because fuckface Ryan said something that's probably shouldn't have been uttered. So I had to get rid of him. I had to blow that out. No, I can't fucking find it. I'll do it later. Well, anyway. Hey, don't worry about it. It happens. You're not a seasoned pro. And you're more in like the written word than you are the spoken word. But no, you can't say those things about people. So I deleted those, and then I edited that part out of the free podcast, you fucking moron. I mean, it's okay to talk about his fucked up hair, but you can't say what you said. God damn it. Now I'm worried about the YouTube. All right, Kyle Fade. Chris writes, what did Kelly say? Well, hang on a minute, god damn it. Hang on. Let me close my window here because the hallelujahs are going to hear me. I'm over here saying, God damn it, and they're like outside of the house. Stevie writes, what are we talking about? All right. For those of you just getting in here, very interesting day today. Finished while I was podcasting, and it was available on Facebook and X and all that shit before Ryan fucked it up by saying horrible things. Some Free Beer and Hot Wings show audience member like word for worded what I was saying about all of this nonsense that's going on, all this scuttlebutt that again has just come to me, rumors, shit. I'm like talking about it, whatever. Who wouldn't? You know, I stand by that. And so she went ahead and posted it. She like wrote out, oh my God, Kelly is, and tagged me and tagged Kelly. She saw that. She made the post, and then they ended up taking the Freeman Hot Wings segment 18 folks. There's 19,000 people on there, took it down to give her some privacy. But she did speak out that there's some very, very crazy shit going on. So, okay. And then she followed that up by reaching out to yours truly. Now, let me just tell you that she asked me to not speculate anymore. I said I would. And then we had a bit of a conversation. And it's nothing major, but I don't want to read word for word. But at the end of it, I wrote, because she did explain some things and gave me some context. And again, I don't regret this at all. None of this. Again, all I did was say, wow, huh? No, I doubt it. There's no way. Huh? Oh my God. But that is something worth talking about. And so I absolutely did stress that was why I did it. I spoke about this only because it was interesting to my audience. I hope from a showbiz standpoint you can understand this. I don't want any harm to come to you. But the fact remains that I am aggressive about these things. And then I said, because of Greg. If Greg wasn't such an asshole to me, we would be friends right now. And I would be working on protecting everyone on that show. But if I hadn't been stabbed in the back on the air for the 800th time, and then finally put my goddamn foot down and stood up for myself, this would not have happened. Okay? Again, it's Greg's fault. And I stand by that. What is it, Darla? I just let you out. You just went poop. You've been fed. You went pee. You got a full bowl of water. Come on, man. It seems like this time of the day, we always get this type of agitation from her. Tell her, let me attempt this. She wants me to coddle her like a baby. So let me go get her, bring her back here, and then I will continue this discussion. Come here. Come here. So let's just say it wasn't a long dramatic bit of dialogue, but I'm telling you, I got nothing but respect for her. To be able to be in the position that she's in on a prominent show, despite the defective voice, that disability of a voice, fuck yes, I'm all about it. And I like her. I think she kicks ass. She's the only genuine person on that fucking show, in my opinion. Well, I don't know Maitland at all, so she might be genuine too. But I told her that I would honor that and would leave that alone. And because I had said so many times, I had said this is her story to tell. But people were coming to me and saying, hey, this. And obviously there was something there. And just as they can speculate, that's like what Pat Collins just told me on Facebook. He said, just like they are allowed to speculate on their show about things going on in famous people's lives, you bet your ass that I'm going to speculate on what's going on everybody's favorite syndicated radio show, one that I used to work on. So this is not in any way about right or wrong, shit like that. This is about doing my fucking job. And I stand by that. Now, it does make it a little bit more difficult because she asked me not to. And because she was ballsy, I can absolutely appreciate that. I have no problem with that. So I will absolutely let that go. And I didn't have any intention of, when this all came out to me, when people started bringing this to me, I had no idea what was right, wrong, up or down. I'm just telling you what are the facts. And the facts were she deleted a bunch of photos off of social media. She stopped talking about dude. Others noticed it, and I noticed it. That's it. And that's all I had to do was do my job. And then all those assholes did all the heavy lifting for me. That piece of shit, Amanda Ewer, who posted it on Segment 18, what the fuck are you doing? She probably wouldn't even have known about this if you hadn't dealt her in and tagged her, you fat bitch. God damn. All right, let me put this baby down. Here we were having a good time talking about our favorite fucking radio show. Jesus. Bob says, disability of a voice, that's the voice of an angel. Well, you know, I mean, it takes all types, and everybody's got different opinions.
Cars. Christmas, incredible. New York, come to Oregon, come here. Temperature, algorithms, incredible. For crust, cripple.
Stevie writes, without seeing you talk to the dog, this is going to be confusing to the people that only listen, LOL. Yeah. Aram says, Eric Zane did not work on whatever that is now. I don't know what you mean there. And that's got to be a bad feeling, knowing that you put words down and nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about. What are you talking about? Aaron says, is this person a listener of the free podcast? Who? Why do you guys write like I know what the fuck you're talking about? You got to help me out here. All right. Do you have any questions? She was reaching out because, and it isn't so much, I can't even tell you what is concerning her. Because if it was, is this person listener of the, Amanda, you or I have no idea. All I know is I see her all the time over there and there are other channels, Freeburn Hot Wings page, and she's a fucking moron. Eric Zane does not work on current Freeburn Hot Wings. No, exactly. I didn't do anything wrong by talking about it, but she asked me not to. And I'm going to honor that because I can appreciate her doing that. And she seemed like she was very upset, and I don't want to upset her. Well, you know, I mean, sometimes when you do this job, you will upset people, but it's that whole thing. It's until you get to know the person. And though I don't know her, she did reach out to me. She asked specifically, hey, please quit stoking the fire. And I'm like, well, I didn't stoke the fire. I just talked. And so that's it. I'll just wait. It sounds messy. That's all I can say. I want to get to the Facebook, though, because this has been a topic this week. And I've talked about it more than once. And when I get done talking about it on the show, I usually promote what I talk about. And on yesterday's Patreon, this is one of the things that got me the attention. And it just happens. If I'm going to talk about something like the Freeburn Hot Wings show, you can be rest assured people's ears are going to perk up. That's why I do it. Of course I'm going to talk about it. If there's something interesting to talk about on that show, first of all, it's not going to be something that they talk about on the air because that's not interesting. It's only going to be something like this. And my post is still there. Easy Patreon audio episode 1280, swirling rumors of local radio show being addicted to divorce, which is a great joke. And that's all true. So that's one of the things that got the ball rolling with these fucking morons. And all right, so let's go over what it's like to live in my world. Because whenever I post anything about something that people are talking about concerning that show, the go-to response is, I live it in your head rent-free. It's time to move on, Zane. Oh, my God, it's been so long. It's like, Jesus Christ. Like this bitch. Nancy writes, it's been quite a few years, Eric. Maybe it's time to let go. And that's when I respond with, oh, get over yourself. I share a ton of audience with that show. It's interesting rumor. See yourself out. Chris writes, I'll be honest. I've oftentimes wondered how everyone on that show seems to go through divorce, marital strife, drama, but the quote-unquote problem child that was cast out is still married. 32 years, by the way, July. which to me shows the ability to work through conflict resolution more appropriately. Just an observation. Who's getting one now? Cody wrote, Eric Zane, he's right. It's been 9 years. You deserve to be fired. It was your own fault. Should have kept your mouth shut. You weren't wrong, but that wasn't the place. That has nothing to do with this, you fucking morons. God damn it. My man, Pat Collins, who was the single greatest radio general manager I ever worked for. Second greatest radio general manager I ever worked for. He writes, they are a nationally syndicated morning show. They are free for anyone to talk or comment about. Who for anyone to talk or comment about. Who is better qualified than Eric to do so? Or should they be immune to commentary? Oh, my God. Michael wrote to old Nancy there. Imagine going on social media to virtue signal and tell others how they should live. You've even got the little flag in your profile pic. So I thought that was interesting. All right. Questions, comments, concerns. I felt, you see, here's the thing with me. Kind of like when I yell at Kenny or fuckface, who else do I yell at? I yell at Kenny, or I yell at Amanda or Ashley. Then I feel bad after. So after communicating with Kelly, or she communicated with me, and then we had a nice conversation. Then I feel bad. But then I have to remind myself, no, fuck that. You did what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to talk about things in the world. They aren't immune to anything. Right? Am I getting that wrong? How do you all feel about that? Do you feel that in this week when I was talking about this, that I've been unfair or out of bounds or gleeful? Gleeful that something apparently terrible is going on? I haven't done any of that, right? I would like to think that I've been completely fair in all of this. Interesting story. One of the parties involved asked me to stop. I agreed. That's what I will do from now on. Chris says, I think it's cool Kelly Cheese and you had a correspondence. Aaron writes, Kenny gives you money to be yelled at. That's true. Aram says, how about how Free Beer treated Uncle Pullfinger back in the day? Oh. So I did want to kind of address that. So what I've talked about here is, 24% Eric Zaitunian. You've got a little Eric Zaitunian here. Because there is a human being behind this now who has presented to me Exhibit A, B, C. Would you please stop doing this? Asked very nicely, was nothing but respectful, and I am reasonable. And I have nothing, I said this a long time ago, I have nothing against her. Nothing. Now, if this was Greg, there is no fucking way I'd be buying billboards. I hate that fucker so much. Okay? That motherfucker better hope that he does not step one fucking toe out of line. If this were Greg, God help him. I will go so far to make life difficult. Kenny writes, you've been impartial for the majority of it all. And, kudos to you for being cool with the request today. Oh, my God. I'd be an unspeakable devil if I was mean to her going forward. Well, I don't think I was mean to her in the first place at all. But if I did not honor, if I didn't do what she asked me to do, I think that would be, that's a little rough, She's done nothing to me. We've never spoken. Patrick says, I think you handled this well. I know you don't wish any hard times on Kelly. You covered an interesting topic. I love your honesty. Chris says, not like some douchebag that just sends a cease and desist order. Exactly. And at the end of the day, we can all go to Crispy Town.
Cars. Christmas, incredible. New York, come to Oregon. Come here. Temperature, algorithms, incredible. For crust, cripple.
We will never not be crispy. I kind of love it. Today is Friday. Sunday, I will be getting a scrotal ultrasound. It sounds like a made-up thing. I had that pain where my balls were hurting bad. So I reached out to my urologist, Rachel. I said, Rachel, my balls are hurting. And I gave her all the gruesome details. And I'm just going to talk to you in EZ terms. All right? She said, EZ, you've got jizz in your bladder. It's harmless. She goes, after you have sex, since your pump doesn't work anymore, your greasy load is winding up in your bladder. It's harmless. I go, all right, thank you. I appreciate you so much. She goes, but I still need you to get a scrotal ultrasound. I go, are you serious? It feels better now. I have peed out my jizz. She says, no, I want to get a look at those balls. Okay, what do I do? She says, you need a scrotal ultrasound. For my daughter's birthday, she says, Sunday, we're doing brunch at this time. I said, I can't do it. She said, why? I said, I've got a scrotal ultrasound. She's like, seriously? Or are you joking? Mom says, no, he really does. I wrote, no, ma'am, I'm having some man problems. Madison checks in. Are you okay? I said, yeah, my doc wants to take a look. We share everything in this household. So that happened Sunday. Now, I don't know how to what to do with this, but Ryan seemed to indicate, he says, I had to have that done once. I wasn't a big fan of the ball bag ultrasound. Good luck to you. Yeah, I don't know how they do it. I think I have to pull up my nutsack, like kind of like when you're flipping the sheet on the bed. I have to kind of like pull up my ball sack. Is that how you would describe it, Ryan? Can you maybe give me some type of like analogy of what I do with my ball sack? Saturday is a key day too, because I am heading to my daughter's college campus because it is the sorority Dad Dodd's bonfire drinking extravaganza. What happens here is you walk into the backyard of this sorority house. I'm not shitting you. And they've got like hot dogs and hamburgers and kegs of beer. And like all the parents get shit-faced with the chicks. And I'm like, this is a recipe for fucking disaster. All right? I don't I mean, there are some bad things that could happen here. So they do their thing, and I committed to it. This is like year number 3 of going to the daddy, sounds weird, daddy sorority mixer. Oh, God. Ryan says you have to hold your shaft away the entire time. They deal with the balls. Nick adds, they smash them in a mammogram machine. Well, I don't know how they would do that. Chris says the same thing. Maureen says, too bad they don't squish it between 2 plates of glass like they do boobs for a mammogram. I don't know. I don't have the answer to all these. Because Aaron writes, do they prefer droopy sack or tight sack? Probably a temp-controlled room. Fucking A, I don't know. They just told me to get a scrotal ultrasound. I'm going to get a scrotal ultrasound. And that's the end of it. All right. By the way, Ryan, don't feel bad about me having to delete all my videos of today's podcast, my live streams. It happens. To make an omelet, sometimes you have to break eggs. Don't even worry about it. Just know that you're a fucking moron. Some asshole in Memphis, Tennessee, decided to bust into the gas station and try to rob the place with a snake. Let's check it out.
To rob stores with knives or guns.
Yeah, that's...
Whoops. Bad start. Bad start. I don't like this. Come on, guys. Well, such is life. This is the guy who did it. He looks a little rough. I think my internet is dying on me or something.
Stories about thieves trying to rob stores with knives or guns.
Yeah, that's usually the way they come. But Memphis police say a would-be thief came armed with a snake wrapped around his neck, supposedly using that as a weapon.
What is she wearing, by the way? She looks like an extra in The Mandalorian.
Our Shay Simon spoke with the store owner to get to the bottom of what actually happened. Shay?
Yes, Stephanie, Greg, the owner says this was more strange than scary, but his employee put out a real gun until police arrived.
Oh, so the guy shows up with a goddamn snake and the dude pulls out a gun.
Across Memphis, police have reported more than 500 robberies this year. Though police say 26-year-old Reginald Cook was not successful in robbing this Shell station, it's his weapon of choice that was unusual. So much so, it left some uncomfortable talking on camera. But the whole thing was caught on camera. The owner showed me surveillance.
I talked to you on camera if he used a gun, but he used a snake, so I'm not talking.
Video, I watched as Cook stumbled in wearing a red jacket with a light-colored snake draped around his neck, holding his hands up towards the register as if he had a gun. According to this police report tracked down by WREG, Monday morning around 2 a.m., Cook walked into this store on Elvis Presley and made a purchase. 30 minutes later, he came back.
Does this sound like this chick has a stuffed up nose when she's doing the story?
That's what I'm hearing.
Demanding money from the register. When he didn't get the money he wanted, he slithered back in for a third time. This time with a 5-foot snake around his neck, saying, "Give me the expletive money." The owner didn't want to go on camera, but says in his 15...
What a pile of shit story. Nobody's going to talk. The owner doesn't say anything. We don't have the video of the guy going in with the goddamn snake.
In years here, he's never encountered anything like this. This appears to be Cook's first offense. He's now charged with 2 counts of
All right, fuck this story. You guys are assholes. You know, honestly, why even bother doing a story if you can't get anything? I mean, if the big fraud news network were covering that and they couldn't get any of that stuff, they just wouldn't run the story. There's got to be something interesting there. My God. Ryan writes, it's sad when you let your idol down. Oh, get serious, you big pussy. Who gives a shit? You're an absolute pro. You fucked up. You said something horrible about someone that even I can't say. Here I am on a daily basis talking about hot chicks with Down syndrome, and you're the one who gets dumped. You idiot. Now you just take your medicine and quit being a pouty little bitch. All right. That's it. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And I'll talk to you on Monday. Have a good one, folks. Thanks as always for the support. Bye-bye.